Well, hey. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today, for May 20th, 2025, we'll jump into the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, and see what else is going on. But good morning, Ultronimus and Chris. Good to see you guys in here already. And there's not too much gaming news, and a lot of the stuff that seems to be going around is more like doomy news, which is, I feel like I've been covering a lot. The biggest thing to me, and I still keep thinking about this, is that marathon thing. It's just so crazy. In just personal, history, I never played the original marathon on Mac. I might have played the re-release like on Xbox. I think they did a long time ago. I When they announced this new marathon, it didn't really look interesting to me. Then Extraction Shooter didn't look interesting. It's just now I feel bad because on top of that, they're going through this issue, which management probably didn't know about it, or other people. Just some guy was like, "Oh, this looks cool. I'll use this," and maybe passed it on as like concept, and then someone else got, "Oh, well, I don't know." It's all hey, we've got Ian in the house. Hey, Ian, good to see you. Normally, this is early for you. But yeah, Ultronimus, I know that's the thing. I don't think most people did, and I think that was what was going on after Halo. Is Bungie was trying to think of the next thing to do. I remember that because they were talking about Marathon back in the day, but then they went with Destiny. Destiny was even hinted. I think it was Reach or something, on the Xbox. But here's the thing with Bungie, they don't have a lot of the original developers anymore. It's just in those was it the FTC, FCC or FTC? I think it's FCC. I don't know. In the emails that got leaked that had to do with the Microsoft and Activision thing in there, Microsoft was looking to purchase Bungie, and they were like, no, not a good idea. And then that's when Sony swooped them up. So I think maybe, and that's funny because even Microsoft hired Joseph Staten, who was ex-Bungie, to come back to work on Halo. So it's this, I don't know how much of it is, we figure since this is the name of the company, they can do the same thing. It's very interesting when that happens. Oh, you've been up since 4:30 a.m. doing your time doing training. Wow. Well, good luck on that. Although, you know what? It does feel good to get up early. But let's jump into what I've been playing, actually. Let's do that now. Okay, so I brought this up yesterday, but Soul Cresta, I will definitely say it is my favorite shmup I've ever played. I'm actually surprised and shocked how much fun I'm having with this, how many different things it's doing. Like, I used to think, for future shmups, they need to make the levels short so people can get in and out. In Soul Cresta, the levels are long. They're long, but they have a pace to them, and the game isn't as hard as a typical shmup. Soul Cresta is doing so many good things. I regret not buying it when it came out and doing coverage, because it deserves more coverage than it has ever gotten. As someone as big into shmups as I am, this game wasn't really talked about too much. It was when it first came out because it was all platinum. Oh, it's based on an older series. And then it just kind of fell off. I love it. It's my favorite game right now. And then Doom Dark Ages, fun game, but like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. There's this rhythm to it, and then once you get the rhythm, you can do it. And I think once I've locked into that gameplay loop, I can only do so much. You know what it reminds me of? Dynasty Warriors Origins. Doom the Dark Ages and Dynasty Warrior Origins are very similar in their setup. It almost has this faux freedom feel that, like, really you're choosing everything, but it's still a rather linear experience because you go here, you go there, and some areas, have the big open zones. Both games do this, or have smaller contained sections. But it's really just all about using all the mechanics to have fun doing action. And that's the bottom line, and that is actually what's really fun about it. But because of that, I'm quick to move on from Doom. I need something a little more for my brain. So, like, The Precinct was another good one. Yeah, think about that. Yesterday, I played 4 different games. That's a lot. But that just shows, like, how fun all these different games are. Yeah, The Precinct, a lot of thought has to go into that. And that's another game, too, where there's a lot of thought put into it. but I wouldn't necessarily say there's a lot to it. So then by the time I'm done with its shift, which is like a level, I'm on to the next game, Kyborg. And I showed a little bit of that yesterday. Kyborg is something special. The combat is fun. Maybe I'll jump into that a little more. Okay, let's jump into some news. Judge orders Apple to explain why Fortnite still isn't on iOS. Again, that's funny. Like, for people that I guess rely on iOS, if they heard that Epic is trying to put it back on Fortnite, but they're saying they can't because Apple isn't approving it, and then the judge like, this is just at the end of the day, this is affecting the consumer, but Apple's playing it with the money. It's disappointing. This is what happens when a hobby, a pastime sells out, right? And Apple's is seeing it where when it comes to electronics, digital downloads, their store, they want to get all the money possible, even if it's gaming. They're trying to do the gaming thing. But anyway. Oh, FTC. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for clearing that up. Yeah, I knew it was one or the other. Okay. Nintendo's reportedly partnering with Samsung to make Switch 2 OLED consoles and processors. That's very interesting. I don't know if this has to do with the tariffs change how people do development, manufacturing, shipping, etc. But it is neat to hear that, Samsung is going to be working on parts of the Switch. And not the whole thing. It looks like it's processors and OLED screens. So OLED screens meaning they're already working on the OLED Switch 2. And then it makes me think for a second, okay, I don't have the Switch 2 pre-ordered yet. Do I wait for an OLED? Can I wait for an OLED? With all the stuff I want to do on the Switch 2 right now, I don't know. And the stuff I want to do on the Switch 2 is Mario Kart World is number 1. Number 2 is Tears of the Kingdom with the upgrade. Right? And then the other games, like the Donkey Kong game that comes out in July, is probably up there too. So, but I don't know if I could wait or just get both like I do now. Although that was interesting when you have 2 Switches now because of the virtual game key card system. It's a little more convoluted. First world problems, right? Okay. Let's see. Samsung has enough components to help Nintendo produce 20 million Switch 2s by March 2026, pushing for OLED screen refresh. Let's see. Samsung has been a long time supplier for Nintendo for NAND flash and OLED screens. Let's see. Well, yeah, there we go. Okay. So the next Xboxes will be Windows based. That makes it. Will include Steam, and EGS. I don't know. Full Xbox library emulation and backward. Oh, Epic Game Store. Oh, whoa. Well, if it's Windows based, I guess it makes sense. I guess what we're seeing here is pushing to the masses, I guess, what you can technically already do. Because with the Asus ROG Ally, you have Steam, you have the Xbox Store, you have Epic Games Store. You can do emulation on it. You can stream cloud games. So it already exists. I guess the idea here is, pushing that as a mainstream narrative that this is a device that does everything, even though again that already exists. It's just weird when you look online and people talk about like what devices can or can't do or whatever, and it's almost like this is new. Whoa, it's like, no, this ROG Ally, MSI Claw, you name it. But I guess that the thing here is it's good that it's interesting because it almost like it takes a multi-billion-dollar company sometimes to make the narrative a reality, because right now I feel like gaming taking like even looking at a computer and a monitor, your gaming is restricted by having a place to set up a computer and the monitor and the peripherals and a power source. A laptop's a little easier. You just have that one device to plug in. But when you get to a handheld, that is so much better. You can just sit there and play anywhere, or even if you're in an office or a living room, you can just plug it in. and that is going to be the new thing. I'm excited about it. All right, so ex-Bungie dev says Marathon leadership was extremely toxic and humiliating to work with. Bungie leadership needs to be gutted completely. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think the main takeaway here is when you say ex-Bungie or Bungie leadership, it's like what we know of Bungie is completely different than what it's been in the past. Even from when Sony bought them to now, it's there's probably individuals that need to be held accountable. But I don't know how much this is also just jumping on, what's going on with the artist that stealing the artist's work, or if that even matters. Okay, and then check this out. Project R. Now, there's this Video Game Esoterica YouTube I follow, and they show a lot of emulation and stuff, but what this is, and this is a new thing I think most of you hey, JamKillX, most of you might noticed recently, is the concept of recompiling a game. So the idea is instead of it being emulation, you're sort of, I don't know the technical ins and outs of recompiling, but it's basically redoing the code so that it works, for instance, on Windows. So what this is, this Project R, which search Project R if you're interested, San Francisco Rush. It's basically you can just natively play these arcade San Francisco Rush games on PC, on Windows, which is awesome, which is, on one hand is the future of emulation. What I mean by that is running it, won't require all these layers. But also I feel like the best way to do it is have a central repository where everything is like streamed. All your gaming collection is cloud streamed. Anyway, back to this. This is just pretty cool to me. I mean, I like the San Francisco Rush games. I mean, I'm not crazy about them, but just the idea that we've been seeing this with N64 also, the recompiling. Just make games straight up just work on something without layers to it. That is awesome. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to play a game. And I'm going to try to get this to work. It's been a while since I've used the PlayStation Remote Play on my PC. Does this have room? I'm pulling a cable. I don't know what's going to happen. All right. All right. So once this gets turned on, I'll go full screen. That would be a Steam box, not a console. And I guess it really depends, right? Like what makes something, I see it with, let me go. Okay, is it? And then I think I have to change the sound. I guess any device that you can have the game served to you, whether that's a computer or whatever. I guess if it was a Steam box, it would just have the Steam OS installed. Okay, why am I... Oh, do I need to... Wait, how do I get the sound in here? Sorry, I haven't done this in a while. Oh, there we go. So let me go back to... That should do it somewhat. Might not be that loud. Just MS version of a Steam box, which it's going to fail. I don't think so. I don't know why it would fail. I mean, one, Microsoft has money to, like I was talking about, they push initiatives rather than bank on them. Also, I mean, what they're explaining is pretty much just a PC. And like I was saying, the idea is they have the money where they can actually market the concept as a mainstream idea instead of just going with, oh, buy a PC, because that's essentially what it is at the end of the day. And Microsoft knows that. The whole purpose that they got into business was because the PlayStation was a box that was going to be in the living room. And Microsoft's like, well, we need to be in the living room. Okay, what are the buttons? That's not it. That can't be. Oh, there we go. I just wasted a lot of supers. Anyway, what we're looking at right now, and I'm just streaming it through the PlayStation Remote Play. This is that Macross Shooting Insight that I think came out in 2025. I mostly ignored it just because the reviews were not good. Oh, that's not good. But it was on sale on PlayStation. It's actually not bad. And again, you know, I was just playing Soul Cresta, so it's like there's all these shmups I'm playing right now. You know what? This, oh my god, and Soul Cresta, I both had to shut off the voice because it's in Japanese. So when you're playing, it's like you would have to read. I guess it just doesn't make sense what they did here, because since I'm playing the game, I can't read subtitles. So just hearing the Japanese voice doesn't help. They would have probably wanted to dub it in English, but you know, that would cost a lot. Okay, so this is like when it gets into, it's like, what was that? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. There's so many more things I don't know. Okay, so I'm supposed to dodge this so I can then destroy that. I love this little rocket concept thing. I wasn't doing that before. Oh. Nice. Oh wait, so just the right, just with the right, oh my gosh. Lord. Okay, I got destroyed. So I haven't beat this yet. And you can see how there's quite a bit to it. Let's try it again real quick. Oh, interesting revelations there, Chris, because you are exactly right. Whoa, I gotta look into this. So what you're saying is the artist just used the Wipeout stuff, and you're actually right. That's like the look of Wipeout, and that almost fits in with PlayStation anyway. But this actually goes back to this whole thing. Even, it's weird. Even, you know, I'm trying to learn more of what AI is capable of. I've been making this little AI short on Gundam Explained, and I get a lot. I don't get a lot. There are people that say really mean stuff to me for some reason over that, and it just, one, that's weird, but two, it's weird how people will complain about what I'm making, yet I mean, we are seeing actual real-world examples of humans doing things to other humans. Yeah, people are mad that I'm just making AI on the side, and just I'm paying for the tools that allow me to explore, experiment, make some art, discover ideas, and then I want to share it to people, and then people are like, you're taking jobs. I'm like, why don't you pay someone? It's like, oh man, if I had the money to pay for a production, man, I would. And so actually, funny enough, I did calculate how much it would cost me if I hired people to make what I'm making. And that's, you know, graphic design, you know, of the manga, there's the music, there's the video editing, the story. For the 10 episodes that I'm planning to do, it would cost $16,000. Now, just in my life right now, I'm not in any position to spend $1,600 on a motion comic. It's just, you know, kids, wife, job. So I just don't know what, there's this weird expectation in the real world of like, I can't use a tool just for fun and share it with people. And I guess it's just the fact that then I'm on, you know, Gundam Twitter, and Gundam Twitter is sad. I've been trying to like get back to like, you know, being on social more, maybe talking with people more on, but Twitter ain't it. And it's unfortunate because it's just a few individuals that are probably just, I guess it's more of any time there's some sort of discussion on Twitter, you're going to get people that are like really rude. Yeah, I guess it's inevitable, isn't it? But one of them is a guy that I knew of. I mean, he, and again, it's like one of these things where as a fellow human, if you wanted to, you know, talk, bring up a concern about something they're doing, why don't you just talk to them? Instead, these guys like, tell me I'm lazy, I'm stealing jobs. And it's like, whoa, okay, do we want to have, one guy just said unsubbing. So, do you want to have a conversation? Did we forget about that? Isn't that the whole thing Tamino was talking about, us understanding each other? That's what I should tweet back to the guy. Because the guy says, I don't understand Gundam or Tamino's vision. And it's like, what does that have to do with anything? Alright. So, there could be more things that I could be doing, like I could shoot the missiles, I guess. Did that do it? No, I think there's a health bar up there. Oh, interesting. Does the shooting... Well, I can't believe how awesome it is that you could... Oh, look at that. Game over. This game's hard. I can't believe, though, that it has that option with the right stick where you can lock on. Okay, let's see if I can... Let's see. HP. I like the sound of that. Let's make it as easy as possible. See how far I can get through it. And then, yeah, let me look at controls real quick. There's not too much. There is the evade. I don't think I was using it on the vertical parts. All right, yeah, let's continue this. Yeah, that's Jim Gillix. That's actually mainly what I am doing, is because I don't know what all this AI can do. And it's funny because a lot of these people that complain to me don't know either. You know, they're just complaining. It's like, I think when people pass off a final product and you can tell it's AI, you know, that's annoying. But the thing is, the tools that we have available to use are just fun to make things. It's just so fun. And so I was like, well, I'll just make this little Gundam fanfic. Yeah. All right. So a couple things we did this time around is more health, more support. I guess support strike. And you know, we'll see. There's that level shot. I don't know exactly what that's related to. Oh, okay. I was not paying attention. And it's funny. I've watched the original Macross show, movie, and then what is it called? Was it 7? The one in the mid-90s? I can't really tell if there's like an overarching like plot or story. Oh, well, except just like the human versus Andrade stuff. Okay, I got hit a lot just then. Okay, yeah. I know what to do. Let's get this done. Oh, gosh. That's cool. Nice. Oh. Wow. Look how easy it is to die in this. So, this could be why a lot of people aren't even really talking about this game and playing it. It's just, it's kind of tough. But, again, I'd have to play over and over and over. All right, let's jump into something else. And actually, almost to show... let's see. Let me exit this. Let's see. Gene Park talked to the artist last week, and she mentioned that. Oh, also, this was the third, fourth different time that a separate company has used her art. One time, wow, of a Team Liquid clothing. That's interesting. So, I guess I don't understand. Like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm on a PlayStation. Did she then pull or not pull the stuff from, Wipeout, which then makes it where whatever Sony's doing is not as big of a deal, or is it still where it's just too close? Let's see. We've got, you know what? We don't have too much time. So I'll just quickly, there's a couple things coming out, I think even tomorrow. Oh, come on. Let me pull this up. This is the one I've been waiting for. Much of the Macross is about the power of culture. Oh. Yeah, that is actually the best takeaway. I don't think I've really read that before, but that just makes sense. Considering, with the original movie or series, and then even, Anyway, this is the one that I'm waiting for. Unlocks in 1 day in 8 hours. So it's like tomorrow evening. Yeah, the protoculture. Yeah, I love that story, and I love that idea. Are you guys going to be picking up this Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny Remastered? Just the disappointing thing is it's only on Switch and PC. Because I'm wondering, I don't think the graphics are super amazing to where I bet I could run it on my ROG Ally, and I bet it would even look just fine enough on Switch. I'm just getting on PC because I usually get things on PC. But I am so looking forward to this game. Not even, I think as a Gundam fan, I know this game exists now. But if I wasn't a Gundam fan, I wouldn't know. And what is cool about it is it's that type of action game that came out back in the day, especially on the Vita, considering that. I'm so poor I can't afford it. I will have to get the Switch version eventually. But yeah, I know what you mean being poor. There's so many games that have been coming out lately, and it's like you got to pick and choose, All right, guys, I'm going to head out. That was a good one. So I thought it was going to be on PS5. No, isn't that crazy? They're just making it Steam and PC, which I thought was weird, or Switch and PC, which I thought was weird because this game was originally like a Vita or PSP game. So they kind of slowed the promotion train for it. Yeah, in fact, a month ago, I had a company reach out to me to help them market the game, and never heard back from them again. It could be because I'm a toxic individual. You never know. Nah, I'm just joking. All right. Well, I'm going to head out, guys. That was a lot of fun. Until next time, have a good one. See you guys.